Hello everyone, welcome to the February 20, I guess it'll be March 1st. It'll be the March 1st slate, not February 29th. That does not exist this year at least. Yeah, we had a two-gamer last night, got them both wrong. Really not a lot to break down really. I don't know, we can talk about it a little bit again. We have a two-gamer to go over and a two-gamer to look at tomorrow, so um, might as well take the time and talk about these games. Sorry, my mic keeps falling down, so if I don't know if you guys can hear that, but if you can, sorry. All right, there we go. So we have the games last night. I guess they'd be pretty recently actually, but yeah, Team WERA. This was a super disappointing performance from WE. Again, maybe I feel like maybe I was just a little wrong in this one overall. I still feel like Team WE are not that bad. I mean, there's not many teams that they can beat, but I think there are some. I still believe that there's going to be some teams coming up where Team WE can win. Again, we still know that Team WE has a super soft schedule coming up. So I'm not necessarily going to throw them out the window after this performance. It was not good by any stretch of the imagination. They definitely looked relatively outclassed, which is kind of crazy. Shea really fell off pretty hard this one. I thought he looked really good in his first game back in that first performance he had. Got absolutely decimated in like both these games by Strive. I do like Strive, but I don't think he's like that crazy. He's probably about an average mid laner. In the league, maybe like a little bit below average. So for Strive to make Shea look this bad was pretty like surprising and also a little concerning. Again, I just think there's maybe like a little bit too many problems with Team WE at the moment. Obviously, they are like 1 in 10 now. Like they're obviously nobody has expectations for them at all. But there's just like so many things happening here. Like as you guys can see, they started View and then they subbed in Bei Shong and for game 2. Like I don't know. I just feel like they're like doing like a ring around the rosy of players. They're just trying to figure out any combination of players to work. They're trying anything and everything. I do not. I don't know. Maybe I just bought in too heavily from their like one decent looking series. That's definitely a possibility. But I don't know. It's still. I don't want to just like throw them out just off of this one series. It was super disappointing. But I guess on the other hand, maybe it's time for me to kind of accept who RA are. Maybe they are like a decent middling team now. If you guys remember, if you guys have been following for like most of this season at least, I was high on RA at the beginning of the year. They obviously started off 1 in 5. Now they're 6 in 5. So it's just like I'm just like cursed with this RA team. I'm not sure. Like I was on them when they were losing, and then I'm off them when they're winning. Like it's just a mess with my relationship with RA at the moment. Not else to like touch on really. Cube is still looking like an amazing top laner. I think Strive is coming into his own. iBoy's been not bad, which is crazy to say. Yandra's been okay. Nothing like crazy out of him or Leon necessarily. I don't know, like maybe RA are actually are like somewhat decent. I don't know. I just thought this would be at least close and competitive, and it just was not. I don't know. I think maybe RA is the team who I wanted them to be. I don't know. It's just tough. Like I don't know what else to say other than I just kind of got this one wrong across the board. It wasn't even close. So there was nothing like. No saving grace really. Like they were just kind of outclassed. Team WE was just like far behind in gold at all points pretty much, And from what I've seen from RA, they do not have much macro. They have very little game sense overall. So it's extremely concerning for Team WE when they're getting like outperformed so heavily by RA, who I still don't think is that good. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll have to look and see. I'll look at the schedule for Team WE. I still don't think they were necessarily that bad. I think if they have a little bit of time and just give this game 2 roster of Biu, Beishong, Xie, Stay, and Kadaya, if they give these 5 players like an actual chance and not just sub them out on the first loss, I think we could see some different results. But these teams who sub out players like after a loss like that, they just like, I feel like they never win. I don't know what it is. Like, I just feel like it puts such a unnecessary pressure on these players of like, if we lose and I'm just getting subbed out, like it just seems such a bad environment for the player to perform. So you definitely don't like to see that. That's definitely like just another red flag there with Team WE. Maybe I'm stupid enough to just continue to look towards them. We'll see as we continue, but definitely just kind of got this one wrong. I thought these teams were actually going to be a lot closer, and maybe it is time to maybe give some RA some credit. They are on a 5-game win streak. With how random the LPL is, that's something at least you have to kind of look at. IG, LGD, I was a little torn on this one, so I don't feel as bad. I did think this was probably going to be a little bit closer. I was not buying into IG that much, but I thought just given the recent form and recent results, that they would probably be able to get the better end of LGD, who was looking pretty bad in their own right. First game started off really good. I thought the first game was kind of what I expected. I thought they would just continue to do that. Zika, Uakai looked pretty good. They're really strong. Bottom lane didn't look that great, but they obviously managed to get the job done anyway. Fearness is 0-7. Love to see it. Then game 2, they just slapped Fearness onto the tank, and that was kind of it. They just got it rolling pretty heavily with the Vex and Jinx combo of like trying to pick somebody off, and then they both get their resets. Obviously Jinx gets her passive and Vex gets her ult reset. Same with Viego. Honestly, it's like a whole comp of just get a kill, get resets. Seemed to work out really well. Just snowballed it pretty heavily. Seemed like they were always in the lead, and then game 3 actually did feel pretty close for most of it. It was just too tough for the team, like a low-level team like IG, to beat the ease of execution that comes with Camille Galio. I feel like a lot of teams overlook like the ease of execution that can come from a combo like Camille Galio. You both just press R on a target, they're probably just dead. There's no way to outplay it really. Even the tank Rise was getting picked off multiple times with it. They even took away the Tom Kench, which is borderline the only thing that can stop that combo. I don't know, like it's tough trying to like explain when you have like a 0-2 day like this. It was definitely just pretty bad overall. There's not much else to say really. The only like saving grace really was that I did think IG was going to fall off eventually. It just kind of came a little bit earlier than I thought. Definitely not against LGD. I did think IG was getting a little bit too much heat, or a little too much steam, a little too hyped. I just didn't think it would happen so quickly and in this fashion. I don't know. That's kind of it. I just had these expectations for these games were kind of close if they were just flipped. Like I had thought IG would have had like the dominant 2-0 like RA did, and then I thought Team WE would have the close 2-1 like LGD did. So just wore it on the right end of it. I am recording this video super early, that way I can just get it out when I can before I get the day started pretty much. So we don't even have DK pricing, but I don't think that should matter. I don't know if lineups are out, but I can't imagine any of these teams would have lineup changes. Let's see. Yeah, nothing out there. Yeah, so I am recording this early before we have a lot of the information that we should, but I don't think it's unlikely that anything would change. I don't think any of these teams really have had changes recently. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, Ultra Prime has been. I guess maybe they swapped out top laners, but I think it's been Elias for recently. So I'd imagine it'd be Elias, Hacker, Cryan, Elk, and Jousey. And then obviously I don't think JDG swapped anyone. It should be. Oh, sorry, that's a wrong team. It should just be 369, Kanavi, Yagao, Hope, and Missing. Then BLG. I really hope it's still Doggo. It'd be a shock if they brought Uzi in, but that would change stuff. I would definitely like BLG a lot less if they have Uzi instead of Doggo, but I'd imagine it's still just Breathe, Weiwei, Fofo, Doggo, and Crisp. Then Top Esports probably keeping the things rolling with their lineup of Wayward, Tien, Knight, Jackie Love, and Mark. So when I'm talking about these games, those are the lineups I'm assuming. If the lineups are different, then those things would change probably. Probably the only ones that would matter a lot is if they played Uzi instead of Doggo. I would probably just try to withdraw my entries if I'm honest. Like I don't understand. I would not want to be a part of the Uzi train. I know that's for sure. But I think for everything else it'd kind of be the same. Yeah. So the first series, we don't even have DK pricing, but it kind of doesn't matter. It's a 2-gamer. Everyone's probably going to be priced to where you expect them. The first one, JDG Ultra Prime. These odds feel a little weird to me. Like, I'm not sure why Ultra Prime is getting so much respect. Maybe it is because JDG have been kind of sliding a little. Like, they've had a couple losses again. They lost to TES in 3. They lost to BLG in 3. They lost to IG in 3. So maybe there's like something there with them going to 3, like 4 series in a row. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just not sure why Ultra Prime is getting like so much respect. Yeah, they are on a 2-game win streak. They're 4-6. Their record is not that bad. Let's see, who have they played? It seems like a small amount of games. Lost to AL, lost to FPX, Weibo, beat OMG and Team WE. I mean, I guess those aren't the worst results, but again, I still feel like my stance with JDG is kind of going to be the same. They're super aggressive. I think definitely like the most aggressive team in the league. They're going to be in your face. They're going to be super proactive. I think they're going to put pressure on these bad teams pretty often. Maybe they do, screw up pretty heavily and they can, toss some games the other way. That is why I liked AL against JDG. Again, it was a close series. So that was a fine call nonetheless. I just don't see I just don't see an avenue really for Ultra Prime in this one. I'm a little surprised that this line is this even, is this close. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what's giving Ultra Prime so much credit here. I think this one should be JDG like minus 330 or something. Like, I think JDG should get this job done 2-0, maybe 2-1. They do have a propensity to have a little bit of fun. That can happen, but I think JDG should get the job done 2-0. Again, maybe 2-1, but I think JDG are a little disrespected here. I just feel like they're firmly entrenched in like the middle tier. I know the records aren't indicative of that, but I still think overall there's a gap there, no matter what. BLG TES. I'm sure you guys don't need me to say kind of what I'm thinking here. BLG have not been impressive lately, that's for sure. We have not seen much from them outside of their dominant Anyone's Legend series victory. we have not liked that much from what we've seen from BLG, but I still think they're just better than top esports. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going back to the well here. Maybe top esports are gonna be like RA for me. They're just gonna be the bane of my existence in this aspect. Of I'm just gonna always get these top esports series wrong. I mean, I was right on TES earlier in the year, so we have that at least going for us. But like the game 3 of top esports EDG, it felt like EDG kind of tossed that one right to top esports. I mean, they went to 3 with FPX. You know how bad FPX are looking. They got the 2-1 over JDG. I would assume that was about a balanced series. I just have yet to see TES have like an impressive win. I don't even know if BLG will be an impressive win, but I just feel like, I mean, there's got to be like a stop for this at some point. Like, I just have not seen much from this top esports lineup. Like after their break, after they've swapped out these players, that would indicate that they're like that much better. I'm just not seeing it here with this lineup that they have going of again Wayward, Tian, Knight, Jackie, Love, and Mark. I'm just not seeing it. I'm just not sure like why they're getting so much respect still. We saw it a lot earlier in the year where they were just getting so much respect from these bookmakers. I'm not sure why. Honestly, like I'm not sure what indicates like the team name or like the players of like Knight and Jackie Love. I'm not sure what's like dictating these Vegas odds, honestly. But I mean, this is gonna sound crazy to you guys, but I remember there was a series January 23rd where Top Esports was the favorite against V5. Obviously, that seems crazy in retrospect, but yeah, that was a thing that happened. This feels a little similar to that. Again, I think BLG is much worse than V5. Or not much worse, but BLG is definitely not as good as V5. But I'm just not sure what Top Esports has done or is doing to garner this much respect. Again, I think BLG have been sliding down. They're not looking maybe as lethal as we expected. You could say the same thing for pretty much all of these 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th place teams. EDG, BLG, LNG, and RNG, all the Gs, pretty much the whole G squad there just has not been picking it up. But I just think I just think that's where the like cutoff is at, and I'm just not sure what Top Esports is doing and hanging around with these guys. They're definitely a middling team. They do not belong in this top tier conversation. I'm just not there for it. I'm just not with it. I don't understand it really. I just have not seen much from them. I do think BLG, again, they have not been looking great. They barely got the job done over JDG. It wasn't impressive necessarily. I do think, again, there is a little bit of like a stylistic thing here where I believe Top Esports is, again, like one of the other more aggressive teams. And we do see BLG be more of a passive, sit-back, calculated team. I just feel like the same thing is going to happen here. I think the series is definitely going to be probably one of the slower ones overall. But I'd imagine that if it comes down to being a little bit slower, a little bit more calculated, then I feel like BLG should be the smarter team, should be able to accrue advantages slowly and over time. They should be able to take more advantageous trades. They should be able to move themselves around the map a little bit better, build up smaller and build up gold leads a little bit at a time, and should be able to assert their dominance later. So I think this is going to be probably a slower game, probably a little bit less kills, but I think that will go into BLG favor. I think I'll take BLG. I'll just say BLG 2-1 for the safety fact. Just because we have seen BLG kind of sliding down a little, like they've gone 3 with a lot of teams as well. Both of these teams have, it feels like. So I could definitely see Top Esports getting the better of BLG in one of the first 2 games, and seeing like having super advantageous trades early on and being using their aggressive play style to get leads. So I'll say BLG 2-1. Probably take the like slight underdog there. I think they are plus money. I like it. Again, I'm just not sure with this TES team and why they're kind of getting so much respect. So Yeah, and then I feel like JDG should be a little bit more of a favorite, but I kind of do understand the hesitancy there. So JDG 2-0, BLG 2-1. Again, I'm not sure where pricing and stuff is going to land, but we can quickly look at the teams and how they're going to break down for DFS scoring. I'd imagine the Ultra Prime JDG series is going to be a lot better. So we look at just February again. Just want to get a decent amount of recent results. We have JDG Ultra Prime against Top Esports and BLG Billy Gaming. Yeah, JDG and Ultra Prime both up there a good bit. I'm kind of surprised BLG are up there. I feel like they're a little bit slower, more calculated teams, but I guess it doesn't necessarily make them inactive. So, yeah, I'd imagine JDG Ultra Prime are going to be the more popular one. JDG is going to be super heavy chalk, but I think deservedly so. I like them a good bit. And then I'll just pair them up with the easy underdog of BLG. Again, I'm not sure what Top Esports is doing necessarily to garner that much respect. Looks like in losses, Ultra Prime's kind of giving up more than Top Esports, although it's looking like if BLG or JDG lose, then they're giving up a more overall than anyone else. So maybe that's an aspect you guys want to attack it from, but that is not my plan, at least. We can transition over to the players again. I'll leave these links in the description for you guys if you want to put your own teams and your own thoughts into the engine, I guess, if you want to call it that way. But for the purposes of this video and what I'm doing, I'm just gonna add the players that I'm looking at. So that'd be JDG and BLG again. Put this minimum games played to 3 just so we get Uzi out of there. So it's looking like for the BLG side we have Fofo, Doggo, Weiwei, Crisp. Looking like both of the top laners are kind of down there. Breathe has a much higher kill share, so that's something to note. Overall, it's looking like BLG are the ones who are grouping up and team fighting more. So maybe that kind of evens out the scoring a little bit. If they have more kill participation but less overall kills, they can even out that way. So it's looking like, Fofo, Doggo, Weiwei, and Crisp, those bottom 4 players there from BLG. On the JDG side, it is Kanavi and Hope. Then missing kind of above everyone. Yagao's numbers are looking really bad. That's really disgusting. Fofo definitely blows him out of the water there. So I'm not sure what kind of builds and stuff you'll be able to enable, but I'd imagine it's probably just going to be double jungle. Probably just going with the JDG side, Kanavi, Hope, missing, and 369. I'm not sure. Well, I'm gonna have to obviously just do that building myself, but I think that kind of tells you guys kind of what I'm leaning and what I'm thinking early on. Again, I normally don't like these two gamers, but I think taking this slight underdog on BLG against Top Esports may be worth it. I'm not going to be it's not exactly a hot take, but again, I think JDG should wipe the floor with Ultra Prime a little bit. So, yeah, normally not liking these two gamers again. It just feels really bad to play them. But I still think there's still something to be gained when you maybe mess around with your entries, do like single entry stuff, like triple ups, maybe that kind of stuff. That kind of weird stuff can also, boost the bankroll a little bit and get you guys prepared for the upcoming bigger slates. Again, I'm not sure. I think the 4 gamers come back tomorrow. We have 2 LCK and 2 LPL tomorrow. That would be March 1st. That would be the March 2nd slate, but the video would be out March 1st. Yeah. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, but hopefully we don't have too many 2 gamers left. That's for sure. So, yeah, a short and sweet one today. Kind of feel like I have my thoughts pre-planned on these series. So, yeah, hopefully we can kind of claw it back tonight. Best luck to everyone, and I will see you guys. Don't know if I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe. We'll see. But good luck.